This video is part 2 of the graduation. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, click here. Looking back on my high school graduation, it's clear to me now that our party wouldn't have been half as great if it hadn't been for the girls in our class. All throughout high school, the girls knew exactly how to deal with us guys. We were always farting in class and getting everyone in trouble with the teachers. We were always fighting with each other and breaking shit whenever we had house parties. But the girls learned real quick that they were sharing their classroom with a bunch of fucking cavemen. So after the first couple times someone let out the eggiest smelling fart and the whole classroom got detention for it, the girls started coming to every class equipped with all sorts of air fresheners. So from then on, I'd be in class and I'd hear someone fart, and then seconds later I'd hear the cleansing spray of air freshener and the crisis had been averted. The girls had taken care of it. At house parties, if a couple of dudes got too drunk and started looking for a fight, the girls would immediately see a situation was brewing and they'd act accordingly. Is this a guy that feels unloved and just needs to be distracted? Get one of the girls to dance with this poor drunken fool ASAP. One of the girls would volunteer, they'd start dancing, and the crisis would be averted because again, the girls had taken care of it. That's why for our graduation, the girls did us the hugest solid ever. All schools in El Salvador have a strict dress code. It's like in some high school anime where you see girls wearing a shirt with their last name and underwear for some reason because that happens to be their gym uniform. We had 2 uniforms, one for everyday use that was sort of fancy and formal looking, and one for gym class that was a regular t-shirt and sweatpants and stuff. So because you have to wear your uniform every day of the week when you go to school, about once or twice a month the current senior class would do something called a jeans day, where every student can show up to school wearing jeans and stuff as long as they pay $5 for that privilege. As a dude, jeans days were always exciting because those were some of the few times you got to see what the girls looked like when they weren't wearing our unflattering sterile uniforms. And for the senior class this was good too, because most people showed up wearing jeans and all that money was collected and put into their senior fund. When we were seniors, we'd have jeans days, we'd have bake sales, crazy hair days, backwards clothes days, any sort of thing to make money for our class fund. But all of that cash that went into our funds could not be touched. The girls kept all of the money under lock and key because they knew if us guys got into that pile of money, it'd all be spent on strippers and booze in a heartbeat. So whenever some kid was handing us money to buy one of our brownies from our bake sale, no guy was allowed anywhere near that transaction, not even the 2 gay dudes in our class, because the girls knew that they would have gone to the gay strip club in a heartbeat as well. Most senior classes have a fund so that they can gift something to the school when they leave, something that says class of 99 emblazoned on it or something, or they use those funds to get cool shirts and jackets that only the seniors can wear to school, while everyone else is forced to wear the same old boring uniforms. The senior classes before us had gone all out in buying themselves custom jackets with their names on it, or saving up all their funds for a class trip to Costa Rica or something. But we didn't have cool jackets or shirts. The girls picked out the cheapest shit ever. We had a shirt with a ghetto looking Yosemite Sam on it for some reason, and most of us would rather go to school in uniform than have to wear our paper thin jackets that didn't even have our names on them. It just said seniors on it, all shitty. We hadn't heard anything about a class trip either, so after months of the girls not letting us use the money to pay for a hardworking girl's education at the strip clubs, all the dudes called a meeting and we sat down the girl's representative and we asked her, what the fuck is going on with our money? And she says, what do you mean what's going on? And we go into how last year's seniors had awesome polo shirts they could even wear to go out at night, but we have fucking Yosemite Sam on our shirts, and there's no class trip, and what the fuck is going on with our money? The girl lets out a huge sigh and she says, the reason we have those shitty shirts and the reason there's no class trip is because all of our money is graduation party money. We're gonna have the sickest fucking party out of any of the past graduating classes in this fucking school. And suddenly the skies have parted. We're imagining fountains of beer and we have the girls to thank for that. We tell her, holy shit, you do that for us? That's awesome. But the girl says, for you, we're doing this for us, the girls. We want to get drunk and fucked up because after years of having to deal with you guys farting and fighting and taking us to strip clubs, this party is gonna be done right, god damn it. So after we knew that all of our money was going into our graduation party, eventually, we started contributing too. We'd buy the cheapest alcohol for our house parties, and all the leftover money would be put into a dude's hat. And no matter how drunk we got, and how bad we all wanted to go to the strip club with that money just laying there, we kept that money in that hat, and we'd hand it over to the girls every Monday. The day of our graduation comes, and we're all extremely pumped. It might be different from other graduations because, like I said before, our grade was more of a family than a graduating class. So it's not like in movies where people are asking each other to the prom and they're showing up in limos and it's this huge deal. Our plan for our graduation is there's gonna be a ceremony at a nice hotel where all of our parents and family members can show up and they can see us get our diplomas and take pictures and feel proud of us, and it's a cool thing for them. After the graduation ceremony is over, there's a dinner where the graduating class has drinks and they serve some nice food. There's even a moment where they call up the graduating class to dance with their parents. So the girls dance with their dads and the dudes dance with their moms. I dance with my mom and she has a picture of me in a suit and her in a dress, and it's awesome. The real party though starts after all of that. After we've all said our goodbyes to our friends and family, in that same hotel where we're having the ceremony, just a few floors up, the class has already booked 2 executive suites that are right next to each other, and that's where our epic fucking party is gonna go down. Most of our grade shows up to the hotel without a date because we're all gonna be partying together. There's a couple girls that do show up with a date, and I feel bad for those poor guys. Those are the dudes that are gonna be stuck holding onto their date's purse and their drink while they dance with us because this is our grade's party. The needs of any classmate override the needs of any date you may have brought along with you. If any of us comes over and wants to dance with our classmate who happens to be your date for the night, you can't be the sort of dude that says, "Hey buddy, that's my girl," because then any of us can say, "Your girl? I've known this girl for 12 years, who the fuck are you? Did you know your girl pissed her pants when we were in the first grade?" And then it'd get even messier from then on. But before all that can get started, we're all sitting in our dresses and tuxedos for the graduation ceremony. The principal comes up to a podium and he starts tearing up and saying that our class has the greatest potential out of any he's seen, and we all want it to be over because we want to get our party going. Until finally it's over. We've eaten dinner with our family and friends, we've had quite a few drinks already to get ourselves warmed up, and once the last person says goodbye to their family, we all take the elevator to the top floor of the hotel to see where our class funds have gone. We get to our hotel suite, and when we open the doors, we see the whole fucking room is lined with alcohol. Johnny Walker Blue Labels as far as the eye can see. A rainbow of different imported beers from all the far corners of this great earth that has given us life and alcohol with which to enjoy life. And there's platters of seafood and cold cuts of all kinds and chips and snacks and even more alcohol and more food. It's a pristine vision of beauty that's about to get fucked up beyond recognition once this night is over with. We all start drinking heavily and blasting music, and we're all cheering that we've graduated. We're all toasting each other for having put up with one another for so long, and we're all getting drunker and drunker. When the head girl representative told us about where the funds were going months before this party, she made us swear to not invite any of our friends or family because she wanted it to be just our graduating class. But now she's shit-faced and she's telling us, "Hey, call some friends over," and "Hey, you have that one hot neighbor I made out with 5 years ago at your house, you remember? Call him up and tell him to get his ass over here. This girl wants to end tonight with a bang." So all the guys start calling their friends and telling them, "Dude, I've got 20 bottles of Blue Label with your name on it." And other dudes are calling their friends and saying, "Bring all your fucking coke because we're gonna be up all night at this place." And all the girls are calling dudes that might get some with them tonight. And soon enough, our party of an initial 30 people explodes into about 70 people. And we're all getting drunk as fuck and everything's going great until we come across our first stumbling block. One girl in our class never liked the idea of us having a party. She always said it was wasteful, irresponsible, and she just didn't agree with it. All year long, the whole class had to hear her say her piece about how selfish it was that we were blowing all of our money on this party. But in the end, she decided to come and sleep over at the hotel with us for the party anyways. What this girl did was, as soon as the other girls were showing us our party space, she decided to get straight into her PJs. She went into the bathroom, brushed her teeth, took a huge shit, and then it was lights out for her for the entire night. Her little stunt clogged up the bathroom and made it unusable for anyone else. So now there's 70 people having to make their way all the way across to the other suite's bathroom because of this literal party pooper that's in bed counting sheep while all of us are celebrating our graduation. As soon as the friends that all of us have called over to our hotel suite show up and they see the bounty of liquor and food that's available for us all, they decide to call up their friends shenanigans. So now we were looking at around 100 plus people spread across 2 huge suites. There's a crazy long line to go to the bathroom. I'm waiting in line behind 10 other people when one of my classmates says, "Fuck it, let's go to the downstairs lobby bathroom. Who's with me? Let's go piss and shit downstairs." And people start cheering, so now a group of us are heading to the elevator. The elevator doors open and there's a huge bottle of champagne in a bucket in the corner sitting in ice, and it has a note on it that says, "To the graduating class." So even though we've already been drinking like there's no tomorrow for the past couple hours, we all make a vow to finish this gigantic champagne bottle between all of us before those elevator doors open up to the lobby. We'll be the champagne gang. Yeah, not a drop will be left over by the time those fucking doors open. We're chugging this cartoon-sized champagne bottle and passing it around, and people keep getting calls from their friends and they're saying, "Oh, you're outside? Okay, I'm coming down to the lobby right now." They hang up and they say, "We've got more coke and weed coming in if anyone wants any." And when those elevator doors open, that bottle is fucking empty. We all go out to the lobby and it turns out that half of the people that were in our room have splintered off and populated the hotel's bar and lobby area. They've all got tons of bottles with them and everyone cheers as we all run to the bathroom drunk as fuck. I go to the bathroom and I piss for a whole minute non-stop and I feel like my kidneys are starting to rot from the inside. I go back out into the lobby and I realize that in my hurry to go piss and the head rush from the cartoon champagne bottle, I hadn't seen just how crazy the party was getting. There's people making out with each other on the floor of the hotel lobby. I see a bunch of people on a couch trying to hide their baggie of coke from the hotel workers, but coke keeps spilling onto the black couch and making a mess. One of my classmates has a huge gash on his forehead and he doesn't know how the fuck it got there. And it's when one of my classmates that happens to be a kleptomaniac waves me over to the bar area and he slams a tequila shot in front of me that I realize our innocent graduation party has started to attract all sorts of riffraff. The alcohol that was cause for celebration hours before has now seeped into everyone's soul and this whole party's taking a dark turn. I drink the shot of tequila with my kleptomaniac classmate and I tell him I'm heading back upstairs. Me, some classmates, and a random group of people head to the elevator and the champagne bottle is back in the ice bucket. Me and the people that were there with me on the way down explain to everyone else how crazy it was that we drank the whole thing. And when I grab it to show them how much we drank, the fucking bottle is full again. We're all on the verge of being shit-faced, so I think my mind's playing tricks on me. So I inspect it closer and it's a brand new cartoon-sized champagne bottle with a note that says "To the graduating class" on it. So we gather up the champagne gang for one last ride and we all start chugging that huge bottle, and by the time that elevator has reached our suite upstairs, the fucking bottle is empty yet again, and I'm fighting my body's gag reflex as much as I can so I don't throw up right there on the spot. Things were pretty fucking crazy in the downstairs lobby, but it's when we go into our suite that I see the full extent of our debauchery. There's a girl I don't know passed out on the floor. Another girl tells me, "Don't help her up. I tried, but she told me this is where she wants to stay." I notice it's hot as balls in the room, so I tell my classmate, "Hey, can we turn up the AC in here?" And she says, "We can't. Some old dude had a ton of coke and he started kicking the shit out of the AC, so now it's broken." I don't understand why the fucking old dude was in our suites, so I say, "Why the fuck was there an old dude in our suites?" And she says, "Dude, because word got out that we're having a party and some old businessmen that were drinking in the lobby have been coming in here trying to score girls and coke." I clear away my drunken haze for just enough time to notice that there's a ton of older people hanging out in our suites, either macking on my classmates or begging the shady kid to give them some of his coke. Someone slaps me on the back and his kleptomaniac kid holding 2 tequila bottles he swiped from the bar. He serves me up a shot and I say, "Bottoms up," and that's when things start to get blurry. All I remember is stumbling towards the bathroom and then complete darkness. I remember dreaming I was some sort of tadpole fetus being birthed in a cold, dark cave. The grasshoppers have started chirping outside to signal the birth of the new frog king, the chosen one that'll save the secluded marsh from the coming blight. One grasshopper lifts his claws in the air and he says, "Wake up, it's champagne gang time." And I wake up as a human being on the floor of a hotel bathroom and there's a fuckload of throw up in the bathtub and I don't know if it's mine. My classmates tell me there can't be a champagne gang without me. I check my watch and it's barely 4 a.m. so it's time to keep partying. The following is a drunken account of the many things I witnessed from this point on. The timeline may be a bit off, but this is the closest approximation of what I can remember as I was hanging by a thread, passing out and vomiting non-stop. 4:01 a.m. Drink tons and tons of water. Exit the bathroom. 4:05 a.m. I'm in the elevator holding yet another huge champagne bottle and people are looking at me. I don't know if everyone's looking at me because I haven't drank from it yet, or maybe I already drank from it and they want me to pass it to the next person. I tell them my drunken predicament and everyone laughs. I still have no answers. 4:15 a.m. Find myself back in the suite's bathroom, somehow swishing mouthwash in my mouth. There's vomit in the toilet and a guy passed out next to it, so maybe it was him. The label with the glitter on it tells me this mouthwash belongs to the party pooper. Seems like she labeled everything she owns to avoid this sort of thing happening. I thank my past self for doing this since I can't remember. I realize I am now a creature living moment to moment with no recollection of the past and a very dubious future. 4:20 a.m. Everyone in the suite has had alarms set for 4:20. The whole room is ringing and buzzing and clanging, and an older woman asks me why it smells like a skunk in here. 4:23 a.m. Religious kid went crazy with all the weed and he's having the mother of all panic attacks. 4:25 a.m. I'm on the floor David Hasselhoff style, eating the remains of some cold cut platter that's been flung to the ground sometime during the night. Some dude I don't know is coked up and telling me about his burgeoning music career as I carefully pick floor lint off of delicious Black Forest ham and pastrami bits. 4:30 a.m. The kleptomaniac is offering me coffee. He opens up his tuxedo jacket and reveals a shitload of coffee packs he's stolen from all over the hotel. The coffee's burnt and it has all sorts of alcohol in it. It tastes horrible. Kleptomaniac is super drunk and he trips on a rug. His coffee mug goes flying and the scalding hot coffee splashes onto someone's arms that were poking out from underneath a table. A kid starts screaming and it's one of my classmates' younger brothers that had snuck into the party hours earlier. It looks like a real nasty burn. The kid keeps screaming as I sip on my terrible coffee and wonder if I should go downstairs to take a shit. 4:40 a.m. I keep passing out and coming back into existence. Every time I come to, I hear a toilet flushing. When I get up from my toilet, there's nothing there. When I wipe my ass, there's nothing there either. This has been going on for the past 10 minutes. I need to get the fuck out of here. 4:50 a.m. I'm eating chocolate cake back at the suite. 4:55 a.m. I'm on the suite's balcony talking with math test kid. He tells me there's no way I'm getting in line to go piss. He says to hold him steady and he unzips his fly. Math test kid is now pissing off of our hotel balcony and this is El Pozo all over again. What worries me the most is that I, the Frog King, have become his only lifeline to this imaginary thing we've all agreed to call reality. We hear screams coming from below. Math test kid's piss is landing on top of a parked taxi cab. The cab driver is very upset, but math test kid isn't stopping and I'm not stopping either. This is our current mission and we're gonna carry it out no matter what it takes. 5 a.m. Someone ordered room service and this club sandwich is amazing. Most of the people that aren't in my grade seem to be leaving. 5:05 a.m. Half of my graduating grade is huddled in a circle with me in the bedroom of our suite. We're reminiscing about stuff and we're all laughing. 5:10 a.m. We're reminiscing about stuff and we're all crying. 5:15 a.m. People are starting to get nasty with each other. Stuff from the past has been brought back to the surface and certain classmates resent other classmates for actions and things said throughout our years together. 5:20 a.m. The arguments have escalated and one of my classmates has just stood up. He says, "I never liked any of you motherfuckers anyways. I'm gonna end it all tonight." And he runs towards the balcony. Many people run after him so he doesn't kill himself. One of those people being me, apparently. 5:21 a.m. This dude is trying his hardest to kill himself, but me and 4 other guys are dragging him off of the balcony's edge. I keep screaming, "Not on my watch! Not on my watch!" And one of my classmates says, "Yeah, not on his watch," and it feels good to be appreciated. 5:22 a.m. Suicide kid has calmed down. 5:25 a.m. One of our male classmates has just confessed his love for one of our female classmates. We're all cheering. The girl shushes all of us. She looks at my classmate and she says, "I told you I liked you in the 5th grade and you ignored me, you asshole. Go fuck yourself." Suicide kid hands me a beer and he says, "That's some harsh shit right there." 5:28 a.m. I'm talking with the hacker dude and I ask him, "Now that we've graduated, tell me if you were the supreme Nazi or not." Hacker dude says it wasn't him. I'm not sure if I believe him or not. 5:30 a.m. Eating more cake, but someone's poured rum all over it and it tastes horrible. I find a note in my pocket that says to the graduating class and my curiosity gets the best of me. 5:31 a.m. At the elevator. Who the fuck is paying for these champagne bottles? I'm not paying for it. I grab the bottle. 5:32 a.m. The champagne's fizziness kind of offsets the intensity of the rum, so the cake tastes a little better now. 5:35 a.m. A girl that's had a crush on me for years tells me I might not know this, but she's had a crush on me for years. I tell her she's a great girl and I hope she finds a great dude someday. She would later go on to become a lesbian. 5:40 a.m. An older dude drops off one of my classmates after they went to his room to have some fun by themselves. Her boyfriend, who is also my classmate, gets pissed off and starts beating the old dude up. I guess these two won't be telling people they're high school sweethearts anymore. 5:42 a.m. The old guy and my classmate have made up and are talking shit about his ex-girlfriend. I offer the old guy some of my cake and he looks at me funny. I look at him funny back and now we're fighting on the ground. 5:44 a.m. Me, the old dude, and my classmate are talking shit about the cake. Other people join in to talk shit about the cake. 5:48 a.m. After much talking shit, one of my classmates says, "You know what? Fuck this cake." And he throws it across the room. Now everyone's grabbing food and throwing it around the room. 5:55 a.m. The room is fucked up. There's cigarette burns on the carpet and on the walls. The bathroom is way fucked up. I can't find my shoe. 6 a.m. Everyone's on the balcony on the verge of passing out, but we want to watch the sunrise. 6:05 a.m. The party pooper shows up, well rested and ready to tackle the new day. She asks us, "Are you gonna watch the sunrise?" And everyone starts cussing her out and telling her to go fuck off. One of my classmates says, "Fuck you, we all spit in your mouthwash, you bitch." And I start throwing up off of our balcony. 6:10 a.m. People are dropping like flies and heading back inside. 6:21 a.m. The sun is finally rising and it looks amazing. All of us are fucked up beyond belief. I go back inside to get a drink of water and it's eerily quiet in our suite. The sun is barely coming in through the windows and my footsteps seem to echo all around the rooms. I take this moment to walk around and see all my friends passed out on top of each other. I look out the hallway and there's a few of them out here too. I grab a couple of big blankets because some of the girls were complaining about being cold on the balcony, and I go outside to see the sunrise, knowing full well that this is probably the last time we'll all be together in the same spot. My graduating class made it through high school and we made it through this crazy party together, and no one can ever take that away from us.